Hey, hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Help with Henry. This is the YouTube channel where people come to for constructive life advice, and my aim is to help people that are struggling and also to um, inspire or coach people that want to get better, talking about strategies to improve. Today's topic is going to be how to turn your worst day into your best excuse. And we're going to start that by discussing um, thinking about a traumatic event or thinking about an event that's happened in your life which has really hurt you, or the day when you all of a sudden made the you it's the day that hurt you enough to know that after that you have an excuse to go, oh, I don't have to do that because I got divorced 6 years ago and it really hurt my feelings. Or I don't have to do that because I got bullied and now the rest of my life is going to go wrong because of that one bad thing that happened, or the person who you really cared about who died, or the friend that you thought really loved you but really didn't and stabbed you in the back, or you know think about something in your life, or it could be less. I mean, I've gone well on that. It's quite obviously the ones I've mentioned there are extreme, but there are a lot of people out there that do go through things like that. Or maybe you could have abused drugs and you haven't forgiven yourself for that, so you can't move forward. um, the main thing is to look into your mind and think about the day which you hold close that hurt you so much, and look within and think about that and think about how that might be holding you back in your current life. And we're going to turn that day into your best excuse to get better. And the way we're going to do that is recognize the fact that something bad, or the way you perceive as bad, has happened to you. And look at it for what it is and go, okay, this has happened, and accept the fact that it has happened. And then what you're going to do is go, from this point onwards, I now have a choice to make. And the choice is this: I can hold what's happened to me as something that um, I'm going to use as an excuse to drink, to smoke, to hurt myself, to run away from what I truly should be doing, to not express my gifts. Everyone has gifts on this planet, whatever it may be. And you're going to say, instead of using this bad traumatic experience as an excuse, I'm going to use it as an excuse to get better, as an excuse to, okay, that person really hurt me, and I'm going to use that as fuel to get that new job, to get that promotion. Not because you want to show that person that you got promoted, but because you're so vulnerable inside that from that day onwards you could feel so bad about yourself and who you are that you never live your true potential after that. So that's number one. Okay, think about the traumatic event and think about it deeply. Number two is, okay, we've covered that. It's leverage the event as fuel to become better. And the reason we're leveraging it is because instead of using the thing that's bad that's happened to you as an excuse to hurt yourself, or to hurt others, or to tear other people down, or to let it be a roadblock in your life that you can't get past, we're going to use it as an excuse to say, okay, that hurt, but I'm still going to get up and I'm still going to give it my all because you're brave, yeah? And you're practicing this thing of becoming braver, and you're practicing this thing of, you may have to pretend to yourself to begin with that it's okay, because inside you won't want to do it, and you'll be like, oh, but this has happened to me and that's my excuse to not move forward. So even if you have to pretend to yourself to begin with, to make that traction, and to just get used to still doing it, even though you feel, because the human mind is very deserving. It makes you think that you need to, um, because you've been dealt a shit hand, you think that everything should be given to you, or you think that things should come easier to you. And like, if you look at life, like, nothing comes easy to anyone. Even someone that's been given everything, it's still not easy for them they still come into the same problems of when they're trying to order something, they can't get the numbers in there. There's just things that happen in life. So number three is and this is so crucial to gauge, is like, understand that you now have an excuse, but don't use it as what makes you um but still use it as what makes you better, right? So looking at this, right, you have the traumatic event, yeah. So you've experienced this trauma, you might have experienced multiple traumas, and you're holding that thing within you, and it's your choice after that moment to say, I'm going to use this as an excuse to be a roadblock in my life and completely give up, or I'm going to use this as an excuse to fuel me to do better, to become a better person, to help more people, to become fitter and stronger, or and recognizing that from that point, really, you could tell someone, oh, I got divorced 5 years ago, and ever since then I never got traction again. And or that friend of mine that stabbed me in the back, ever since they did that, I've never trusted anyone ever again. So I never went out again, and I never did those. I never did the things I enjoyed with that person again, because it hurt my feelings so much. As the brave person goes, that person really hurt my feelings, and I'm not going to use it as an excuse to never go to that bar again, or never go to that thing that we used to do together, or do you know what I mean? Like, you want to make it so you can leverage that and go, this has happened to me, but I'm not going to use it as an excuse. Instead, well, you are going to use it as an excuse. You're going to use it as an excuse to become, stronger still, and to work through those obstacles that we all go through in life, that we're all learning about all the time, no matter what age we are, or what. I know someone that recently went through something like super traumatic, right? And I really, salute them. Super, super bad thing happened to them. And they lost their husband after, like, super happy marriage of a long time, and they still get up like every day, and they attack life with the same enthusiasm that they did, even though it's 5 times harder for them now. Oh, no, not 5 times, it's 100 times harder for them now to have that same attitude they did before. But it's like, some people that you can't bring them down. Like, you can't do it. So, dust yourself off, get back up, and start using that, traumatic event, or that thing that you hold so tight, that hurt your feelings so much, where you now have an excuse, if you really wanted to say, oh, well, this happened to me 5 years ago, so that's why I'm shit now. And it's like, we're not going to do that. We're going to build still. So please turn your worst day into your best excuse, and use that pain, use that trauma, use that, you know, that thing that gets you. And if nothing's happened to you, then great, because you're probably living a happier life. But for the thing, that the person that it has happened to, and the person that has hurt your feelings, and, you know, use that as fuel to not lose momentum in what you're doing, and use that pain and that trauma and that hurt and those things that went wrong for you as an excuse to get better. And when something bad still happens, don't let it get on top of you. Just stay strong, stay resilient, and stick at it. Yeah, okay, well, that was our first video. So I mean, I did get pretty deep, but this channel is about being deep, and it's about working through hardship, and it's about, I really want to speak to the people that are struggling, and to the people that, are hurting out there, because there's so many people that are hurting, and there's so many people that are struggling in life, and they need help.